It's Friday Eve here on GMNC. My name is Sixolile Mboza and I'll be your anchor this morning. Today we have a great lineup in store for you. But before we do that, I'd like to just say thank you to Performance Coffee, an authorized dealer for Jura coffee machines and Salt Rock Coffee as our morning show coffee sponsors. And to start off, we have our daily inspiration with Claudia Greenwood. And in studio, we have Warren Loader, my great pal from Thoughts of a Middle-Aged Man blog. We also have the gorgeous Sharon Sinclair for Chandramala today. And also in studio, we're going to be having Lamishka and Kelly from Lady Jane Umhlanga. We will close off with Heili Uys Deon with the weather and surf report. And we'll close off with a music video from Juan Boucher. And from now, we have Claudia Greenwood. Hey, girl.
Hi, Sai. How's it going?
I'm fantastic. And yourself?
Awesome, thank you.
Good, good. So inspired today.
Okay, so I've had a very interesting question recently from somebody who asked, am I burnt out or am I just being lazy?
Ooh.
And I thought that was quite an interesting question. I've never had that before in terms of a comparison.
Yeah.
Okay. So this person was just not getting on with things and not achieving stuff and couldn't differentiate between the two. Okay. And in that, one has to ask, well, you know, what leads to a person to actually compare the two?
Yeah.
So I'd just like to elaborate a little bit on these two experiences that we could be having. And I think they're things that a lot of us are maybe going through, in any case, from time to time.
It's true.
We do experience these things. So let's just spend a few minutes on this. Burnout is when you experience, like, you know, absolute tiredness, overwhelm, just like maybe trying to handle too much, and feeling a little bit despondent eventually. You know, you kind of run out of steam. It's like, Joe, I just can't do this. But at the same time, I need to show up and I need to do better and I need to do more. And, you know, a lot of things are just not good enough and I need to, you know, I raise my bar and I raise my level of showing up higher and higher. And eventually I could get to the point where, you know what, I can't deal with this. I feel anxious, I feel tired, and I can't carry on. Now, on the other side, we have laziness. So laziness, one experiences like, you know what, I just can't get going. I can't do stuff. I'm not really interested in doing something. So there are some similarities, and that...
I was about to say that there are similarities between the two if you really look at it.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, when you're very lazy and not showing up and not doing stuff, you can also end up feeling a little bit anxious because suddenly you realize, well, hey, you know what, I'm not actually doing much. I'm not achieving anything. Life's, you know, running past me and I'm just feeling sluggish. Okay. So there are two big differences between the two, and these topics are broad and we can spend a lot of time talking about them, but just to compact it and, you know, put our attention on a few important things here. With burnout, it generally is because we set our standard too high, we don't manage our time properly, and we eventually just run out of steam. Okay, so we want, the desire is there to do stuff, maybe even too much. And we just keep going and going and going and pushing ourselves beyond our physical limits and emotional limits as well. With laziness, we're actually not inspired to do anything. It's like, I don't want to get up and go and run because I'm not a runner. But I know I need to exercise. So, you know, I'll come up with all sorts of excuses to sit on the couch and, you know, do other stuff. Or I'll find other little irrelevant stuff to do, and I use that as an excuse because I'm not connected and enjoying what I'm doing. So laziness shows up as, you know what, it's like a disconnect from doing stuff. Whereas burnout is I'm doing too much of it. With laziness, what one should look at is say, okay, what inspires me? What gets me going? What's that thing that's going to get me out of bed because I absolutely love doing that? Okay. That's how you can turn the laziness part around. Is connect with what you value in life. What do you really like doing? So if, for example, you want to get fit, it's pointless going to join a gym if you're not a gym person.
Yeah.
Because then who's going to want to go to gym?
Yeah.
But if you like walking on the beach, you're going to get up early for that.
You know, with regards to what you're saying, I'm one of those people that you will never see me actually at the gym. Never, ever. But I want to keep fit. So a friend of mine just gave me this idea and said that, Sai, you really enjoy dancing. You know, did you know that dancing is part of exercise? I'm like, I'm having so much fun, you know, moving my body up and down and my feet here and there. And they're like, yeah, even household chores is actually a workout. You know, I was like, okay. Then, and I was like, gym membership, I'll see you next time.
Yes, exactly. And this is where we then find ourselves being lazy. But it's because we're doing something that we think we should be doing, but we're not enjoying it.
Yeah.
So find what you value. Find what gets you going. What gets your mojo going, you know?
Could be dancing like me, eh?
Absolutely. So that's the laziness side, okay? Connect to what you value. But we need to obviously just check in with ourselves and see, you know, do a self-check. Why am I wanting to just lie on the couch and make excuses for doing stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. The burnout side is start saying no.
Yeah.
Okay. Whether it's no to other people because you're overcommitting, no to yourself, and also realize that things don't have to be perfect, because what's perfect anyway?
Exactly.
Okay. How far are you going to push yourself? Doesn't have to be 100%. I learned years ago from somebody who was a perfectionist. Okay, it was quite ironic. Who said to me, Claudia, 80% is good enough. Because why are you going to keep on rehashing something, reworking it, redoing it? And this doesn't mean you shouldn't strive for more and better, but manage yourself.
And I like that, you know, it's all about saying no. Let's hold it there for today. I love that. Say no, learn to say no, guys. Well, that's Claudia Greenwood inspiring us like she normally does every single Thursday. And coming up after the break, we're going to be speaking to Warren Loader from the Thoughts of the Middle-Aged Man blog. He has one interesting story to tell us more after this. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks, sir.
welcome back to GMNC. And as promised, we have Warren Loader from Thoughts of a Middle-Aged Man blog in studio. How are you today?
Morning, I'm very well, thanks. And yourself?
Fantastic.
Good.
And I know today's story title is maybe that wasn't such a good idea. You know I love your stories. 100%. I love your stories. And this one is from 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah, can you tell us more about the story?
Well, didn't start with a map this time.
I kind of figured.
It actually started being in a cemetery of all places.
Yo, okay.
We went up to Stango one weekend and was looking in the cemetery because there's a lot of Anglo-Zulu war graves in the cemetery. So we were just walking around looking at the various graves, and there was a long obelisk grave in the far corner, and it caught my eye, so we went to go and look at it.
Yeah.
And looked at the dates on it and got home and decided to do some research on it, not knowing anything about who the person was, and actually a very interesting story came out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what story did you find?
Well, the guy's name was Oliver Veal.
Okay.
And he was a young chap that worked in Pietermaritzburg, came out from England, and worked for the government works department as a clerk, and one day decided to have a bet with a couple of friends of his that he could cycle from Pietermaritzburg down to Durban, but via Greytown. And he decided to do this during the height of the Bambata Rebellion in 1906.
Ooh.
So, yeah, it wasn't such a good idea, and it didn't end up so well either. Yeah, so he decided to go down and go and meet up with a friend of his at Kranskorp who was in the army there. And unfortunately they never met up because he had been deployed somewhere else. Okay. So early on Sunday morning he decided he better hurry up because he's going to lose his bet because he was still in the Kranskorp area. Okay. And near Mapamula he decided he was going to take a shortcut. And everybody had said to him, don't take a shortcut, this is, you know, all the civilians are hiding away, and you are on your bicycle riding around like nothing's happened. Yeah. And he came around a corner and he got ambushed, and he met his demise. So basically, that's the story of Oliver Veal. It's quite a sad story, but quite interesting because you don't hear stories like that every day.
No, you won't hear a story like that of a guy who took a bet and decided, you know what, I'm going to just go from one place to another, and then all of a sudden just decide to do a detour, and then he never made it back.
You know, just the story of him riding a bicycle that distance in those days was quite a feat, because a lot of the roads, well, there weren't tarred roads in those days, so they were all dirt roads and tracks, and maps weren't all that great either. So just the feat of getting from Maritzburg to Durban on a bicycle in those short 2 days, and then during wartime was another story. So it made the story quite interesting. And there weren't too many civilians that were killed, so it became a big story in the newspapers, and a lot was written about it. And there's also a lot of stories that weren't true that came out of it, that happened to make the Zulus look really bad. And later on things were changed, and court cases were held, and people actually finally got to find out what the truth of everything that happened.
What really actually happened.
Well,
this was actually one of the interesting reads that I actually looked at. And I was telling you off air that my mom always told me, be careful of shortcuts, never take shortcuts. And it's just one of those things that you need to actually put into your life right now, to actually be cautious, you know. In life, we all need to be cautious, and when we are doing all these betting things, because it sounds exciting in the beginning, and as you said, to actually use a bicycle from Maritzburg to Durban at that time was even more phenomenal. But I think as people, we need to be more, you know, cautious of what we're doing. Don't you think so? Even a life lesson for the young ones as well.
Yeah, definitely. And in these times too, we've got to be cautious. I mean, we go out on weekends and we don't really worry about our safety. people, especially in Zululand, people are very friendly. People in the rural areas, they're friendly, they want to know what we're doing, and they help us out so much. But you never know what's going to happen. And we haven't had a bad experience yet. But, you know, we live in South Africa, we've got to be realistic. It's not the safest place around. So we've got to take precautionary measures when we do go out there. And just like old Oliver, he probably didn't even think about that, carried on his journey and never made it to the end.
Wow. Well, tell us for the next story, so what are you thinking? Are you thinking maybe taking from one of your old stories, or you're going to go on an adventure? Because I told you, you must not leave me behind.
I really don't know what I'm going to do next. But work's been so busy at the moment that I haven't even thought about it. And our last one that we went on last weekend, or the weekend before, I haven't even written up yet. So
I remember.
As soon as we go anywhere, I'll let you know, definitely. But yeah, my next story, I think you'll find it quite interesting.
Of course, yes. Stories are always interesting. And for those people who want to catch up on the stories that we've actually done, where can they go? Can you tell people about your socials?
Yeah, if you just go to Thoughts of a Middle-Aged Man blog, I know it's quite long. I never thought about it when I started writing it. But yeah, you can go on there. It's on WordPress. It's very easy to follow. And my other ones that I've got, there's a couple of Facebook groups that I run. The one is called Durban History, Stories and Surrounds. That's quite nice. We've got over 10,000 followers there, and lots of people put in their information, and it's all stories about Durban and Natal. And the other one is, got a couple actually. The Durban one's the main one, and then I've got an Anglo-Boer War and Bambata Rebellion group as well. That's quite interesting too.
I always wanted to ask you this story because you seem like a historian, you know. I wanted to find out, when you were at school, did you study history? Did you like the subject?
Yeah, it was my favorite subject at school.
I can figure that out. And I like your stories. Your stories are always very educational, and we love having you here on the breakfast show with me. And I just hope the one for next week, I can't wait. I'm so anxious, you know. So please keep on writing good stories. And folks, you've heard where you can actually get Warren Loader's stories from Thoughts of a Middle-Aged Man blog. And he's also got other sites that he's interested in, is actually writing on. So let us catch him there. But thank you for coming through.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thanks very much.
Fantastic. After the break, we're going to be speaking to a lady that I really admire, that I really respect. Sharon Sinclair for Chandramala up next after the break.
Freshly ground, not capsuled. Coffee pleasure from Europe.
I'm Monet.
I'm Mandy.
I'm Devin.
And we are
Belito TV.
We are a streaming channel showcasing content-rich programming that appeals to a wide audience.
Belito TV officially launched on the 1st of February 2021 and has already attracted over 500,000 viewers worldwide.
Viewers are able to select their preferred device and way in which to watch Belito TV, either live on our Facebook page, our website, YouTube channel, or by downloading our app free from the Play Store.
Best of all, if you've missed one of our shows, catch up at your own convenience by visiting our catch-up platform on our website and our app.
Belito TV offers a variety of advertising from as little as 1,000 Rand. So the misconception that advertising through this medium is out of reach for most businesses is totally incorrect.
Get in touch today by emailing hello@belito.tv or send your name and details to our WhatsApp line on 066 232 1385 and we will give you a call.
Good morning everyone, welcome to my fishing show. Today I want to show you how to rig your rod. so that you can have a successful fishing. Number one, you need a fishing rod, you need a line, and you need a hook, and you need a weight. You've got to put it through the...
Lita, please put on your glasses.
Okay, everyone, what you exactly need, what you need is a hook, you need a sinker, a line, a rod, and obviously your glasses.
Don't let your vision make you lose out on the big fish. Pop into Kyk Optometrist for your polarized fishing glasses.
Welcome back to GMNC, and as promised, we have Sharon Sinclair in studio today. Hello, girl. How are you?
Hello, sir. Fabulous as always. And you?
Good, good. I love your colors, though. Eh?
Oh, yes.
You're always trying to overdo me. Don't overdo me. You know, I'm the colorful one here in studio. So we're going to be talking about moving out of our contraction into expansion. Can you just tell us more about that?
Yes, I touched on that last week, and what we actually experienced even in this week, if we look at contraction, when there was the rumor of looting, etc., everybody went into kind of like a bit of a panic. So contraction is when we kind of stifle our life force and our truth, and we live in fear, or we operate in fear, and so all our inner understanding, wisdom, knowledge, and peace and trust is kind of out the window. And so it is important for us to rather move into a place of expansion where our inner soul, our desires, our passion, and our purpose, and our desire to make a difference in the world is kind of the forerunning kind of energy in our existence and in our being. And so it's quite interesting that when we look at how people this week just kind of went into contraction, and so that sits into our cellular structure. And so whenever there's a rumor of a looting, for example, then everybody goes into a panic. They start to stock up, and they start to put all these securities, check it, etc. And so we can't really operate at our optimal level. And so when we look at optimizing our business, because that's really my forte, optimizing our business, we also need to optimize this intelligence, which is our physical body, and our mental brain, and our emotional body. And when we're looking at optimizing the business and the emotional body, we have a look at what are we doing with all of those contracted emotions, the fear, what happens to that? So on the physical body, or in the physical body, we store it in our cellular structure. And so whenever we hear something, we immediately, you can feel that little cringe, or you get goosebumps, etc. Now what happens in a building or in an office is, for example, and my favorite places are shopping centers. So that I call is a dumping zone for all of that contraction, negativity, the fear, the lack of inspiration. And so when you walk into a shopping mall, for example, you'll feel you feel quite exhausted afterwards. And so that's where people kind of release all of that toxicity, the negativity, the fear, etc. So it is important for us to have a look at what do we do from a building space to create more expansion, or to facilitate an environment that is conducive for expansion, so we can live in our truth, live in our purpose, make a difference in the world, and actually cognitively think a lot clearer, so we can focus and make discerned decisions. On a physical side for us, what we do is, and let's try this. So uncross your legs. And what we're going to do is we're just going to focus on our breath. Okay. And so how many people really focus on their breath? And so what we will do is we'll just close our eyes and just take 30 seconds. And I want you to take a deep breath and just start to feel what that breath feels like going through your body. And so very few of us do this. And so everybody at home, just do this. If you're driving in KZN, don't do this.
All right, let me concentrate.
Let's just take a deep breath and just feel where your breath is going. Just feel what your body feels like.
I feel relaxed.
And notice your heartbeat actually starts to calm down. Because mine was getting quite nervous with this interview. And so it's just interesting that even just for those few seconds, how we could actually bring our body into harmony so easily. But how many people do this? How many people really focus on their breath work?
That's true.
And so a lot of people do meditation, which is great. I'm a very busy person, so I'm in the garden. So meditation is not necessarily ideal for me.
Yeah.
But when I'm in nature, I will maybe observe a flower or observe the sand or observe the wind blowing at the trees, and that kind of brings me into harmony. So all the stress, etc., just comes and just calms down at the end of the day. So then I can actually think clearer. I'm a lot more focused on when I go back to my office to do some work.
Yeah.
When we're looking at an actual business or an office,
I was about to ask.
or a church, because we go to a church to really kind of offload and repent, etc. And we look at a shopping mall, we look at offices. Now, if we have got, like Tony said last week, we've got about 70,000 thoughts running through our mind.
Of course.
80% is negative. Where are we dumping that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are
we dumping that? You're dumping it in your home, you're dumping it in your office, you're dumping it at church, you're dumping it in a shopping mall. Now imagine you've got an office and you've got 5 people.
Yeah.
That is 70,000 thoughts times 5, 80% of that.
That's why I never liked maths.
That's why I like to work from home. And can you imagine what it would feel like? All that contraction and that negative energy in the workspace. Now imagine somebody's got 1,000 people working for them. 1,000 people with 70,000 thoughts running, minimum 70,000 thoughts running through their mind, 80% being negative.
Oh my word.
Where are they dumping that?
Where?
Exactly. And so a lot of businesses are feeling that contracted space. They don't know how to expand. They're not maybe necessarily thinking clearly. They're making decisions that's coming from a contracted space. And so we need to understand as well that the contraction is from a physical human element, so the actual body, but it's also from a thought perspective as well.
Yeah.
It kind of stays in the environment. And so it's important that our environment is conducive for us to start moving from contraction to expansion. And the best way, which I've found over the years of running Chandramala, is if we actually align the heart of that space environment.
How do you do that?
Well, I've got a certain process that I work with, and I have got certain tools that I work with, and then I sit with either the owner or the executive team, and it's a dialogue process where we actually have a look at what are some of these contracted negative thoughts that is actually stopping the organization or the family from actually moving forward.
Wow, so it always really starts at the top at the end of the day.
It always starts at the top.
And then it works its way up towards the bottom. And I've been in places whereby you can just feel the tension in the air, you know, in a lot of businesses, and you're like, I'm not going to do this today. I'd rather come back some other day, you know. Sometimes you just feel like, you know what, you know, everybody's positive. You find that people are being more productive. And then you even ask questions that you wouldn't normally ask, like, okay, do you have kids? Because now it's so nice, as the environment is so welcoming that you don't even want to leave, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because you feel there's a resonance and you want to be there because something is inspiring you.
Yeah.
So something around purpose, the value system is good. But there are other places where you actually walk in and you just walk out.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'll see you next time, sorry.
Not even next time, going somewhere else.
Well, I love the work that you do, and I always tell you this, is that people always have this thing of when they're looking at a business, they're looking at the building. They're not thinking that there are people within the building that are living, breathing, you know, and feeling.
Feeling.
So, I always say, when I used to work back somewhere else, I used to say, do you realize that I'm a brand ambassador? If you treat me well, I can then focus on your guests, you know, and your customers, and, you know, do well. So I like the fact that you're talking about the fact that it starts at the top, you know. You have a chat with the person that's in charge and everything, everything, because I think also once you get them sorted, you get the rest of the stuff sorted.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the most important space is we want to create an optimal environment in order for people to flourish.
Yeah.
Because remember, a business is a living organism, and so it also has feelings. It's also got a purpose.
Yeah, you said so.
And so we want to really help the individuals to flourish, but that environment has to be at an optimal level. But how do we establish the optimal level? We've got to ascertain. I mean, just think of all that negative thoughts and perceptions and emotions that is sitting there, and then people want to know why things aren't going forward. And so we've got to get leadership to come forward and say, look, let's have a look at this from a broader perspective. And not just look at it from the old way of looking at it from, oh, we've got to maybe retrench people, or we've got to downscale here, or we've got to spend more money on marketing, etc. Let's have a look at the real holistic approach of humanity and the earth, and see how we can resolve that.
And I'm sure once you go into a company and you actually assist them in that regard, they're like, no, Sharon, don't go. It's like when you go with the knowledge, because I love your energy and the way that you've approached businesses, because I've seen a lot, and I feel like a lot of business would actually grow, you know, with the way you do business. So if people want to know more about what you do, you know, what are your socials, you know, let's direct businesses and individuals within the business to actually get some help.
Right, 100%. Totally agree. I think our economy can do with some help.
Yeah.
So I think the best place would be on my website, which is www.chandramala.com. They can also go to the Chandramala Facebook page, as well as to my personal page. But I think that the best place would be on my website to find out more, etc. I've got a lot of testimonials for clients, etc. And it's always good to perhaps just have a consultation and find out how it works and what is the process.
Yeah, and I know you've actually rescued a lot of businesses out there. And so just to ask a question that I haven't asked you, your processes, how long do they take, or it depends on the severity of the business, or it depends on the amount of people that are there? Like, how long do you normally go for if, for instance, you're doing a consultation stuff?
Right, that would vary from an entrepreneur. I normally start off with a 2-hour session, because it's quite intense, it's quite involved, and it's a lot of mental and emotional work. And if it's a small business, then it's normally a minimum of 4 hours, and then a medium business. So the size of the business does depend on how many hours. But we also got to look at the focusability of a group of people as well. And so I don't try and extend the first session for too long, because it's a lot of information. It's something very new. Most businesses have not even heard of the process that I've done.
I know.
And so it's very involved, but it's a lot of fun. It's very insightful. So it ranges from 2 hours to 4 hours to start off with.
So I just wanted to get some key factors, you know, since you're here, I might as well get some key factors. I wanted to find out, so when you are consulting within a company, how do you keep people to concentrate? Like, how do you do it? Do you have breaks in between, and when we do some stretch exercises, or what is it? What do you do?
Well, I think it would vary from group to group, but I haven't found anybody walk out of a session to have a tea break or a loo break in between, because it's very insightful, and it's something that they resonate with on a deep subconscious level, and it's something that they've kind of always known, and so they're very intrigued and curious, which I like that kind of approach, because that's the expansive approach, is that they're curious and they're interested and they're intrigued with what's coming out. And it's quite gripping if we look at the nature cards that I use, the neuroscience cards that I use, and the process, the tools that I use are very practical tools, and so it's very engaging.
Oh yeah,
very engaging.
That's very important. You know, engaging is very important if you're going to be talking to people for like 2 hours.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I also think the colors work as well. You know, the way you dress,
colors play a big role. I will never go in dull colors, because I'm sure everybody needs some sort of inspiration.
100%. And you know what? You've inspired me. I had a friend that actually was thinking of going to an interview wearing black and white. I said, no, it's not going to happen. And then, thank you very much.
I'm glad you told her no.
No, I said no. I said, no, you gotta go and change. Well, Sharon, thank you very much. It's always insightful to talk to you. We know we could speak the whole day.
I know.
But you know what? It's always good to have you in studio. And I know that a lot of businesses are actually listening. Get some help. She's the lady to do it, 100%. After the break, we're going to be speaking to Lamishka and Kelly from Lady Jane Umhlanga. This you do not want to miss after the break.
We have a few secrets that we don't mind sharing here at Secrets Health Day and Beauty Spa.
Now situated at our new home, we offer a relaxing ambience.
With breathtaking nature scenes, birds singing, green lawns, with a sparkling blue pool and amazing sea view.
We now offer indoor and outdoor treatments with manicures, pedicures, facials and massages.
We brought in various new products and services, and we are shifting our focus to more outdoor treatments with fresh air and the beautiful sounds of nature.
New to our therapy, we offer sports massage, working deeper on muscle fibers with a specific athletic enhancement goal.
We want to make a difference and create an experience that will help people find a path to wellness.
Now you can enjoy your treatments outside by the pool or inside our warm and beautiful spa.
Serving our community for the past 10 years, our new venue is a must visit for your next treatments and pampering.
Welcome back, and yes, it's me, Sixolile Mboza, your anchor this morning, and as promised, we have the ladies from Lady Jane, Lamishka and Kelly. Hello, ladies.
Hi. Hello.
Good morning, actually. It's
Friday.
It's Friday, yes.
Friday Eve, guys. Friday Eve. Today is Thursday. Don't stress us.
Well, you know, it's always Friday for us at Lady Jane.
Oh, yeah.
It's always
too
a
much
Friday.
fun.
Yeah, always.
I'm gonna come there. Okay, anyways, so ladies. Okay, so how long have you been, ladies, working for Lady Jane?
Well, I've been with Lady Jane for 5.5, going on 6 years.
Wow.
Started working in the store and then just moved up to running the store and looking after these beautiful people.
Oh, righty then. And for you, Lamishka?
It's 2.5 years, going on to 3.
So how has the experience been? I'm sure the experience has been
insane. When you first go in there, you look at all this stuff and you think,
I'm running. At
what is all
first.
this stuff, and why do we need it? And then you just, as you get to know it, it's just incredible.
You know,
it's incredible what it opens up.
It's so mind-blowing because you learn your body more, you explore more, and you're like,
Yes.
wow, that makes me feel this way.
Well, ladies, Mina, one thing I love about your shop is that, you know, it brings out the femininity within us, you know. Some things that you didn't know that you know.
And the fun.
And the fun.
The fun. Your naughty side.
So I just wanted to ask you a few questions. So what can you suggest for those couples that are in long-distance relationships, ladies? Let's start there.
This is hard work because long-distance relationship is not just about the relationship. There's also got to be intimacy.
Okay.
Now, how do you do this? So we have a huge range range many, many, many products that can do long distance relationships because they're app based. So you could each literally have your toy and they will talk to each other on your phone. You video call your partner and you can control her toy or his toy. But they're not just for that, you can literally also for date night. Like date night will never be the same.
100%.
Because she's got her toy and you've got your toy that you're wearing and you can terrorize each other. It's like, how good's her poker face? How good's her poker face, you know? She's going to get up to go to the loo and you know you're going to push that button.
Yes. I like that, you know, because we know from stats, guys, that long distance relationships don't work.
Yes, because there's no, the intimacy is a huge part of a relationship.
Yeah.
So when it becomes more of the same, it's lovely to spice it up and just have some fun.
Yeah.
We have mystery packs, which is if you're not looking for an adult toy, you can come to the counter and we will blow your mind. It's a little bag this big. You pick your items from there that we tell you about. You can be the dessert. You can have dessert. You can put all these items in, and when you're going to have some fun, you each put your hand in and take one thing out, and that's what you're trying. It's lotions and potions and stimulants, all the fun stuff.
I like that because I have a feeling that if a person goes to your shop, that's what they get. They get this enthusiasm and all this knowledge.
The experience and the ideas.
We thrive on the experience.
Yeah.
So we give you can go home and you know what to do with what you've purchased.
Yeah,
or you have ideas.
I'm so chuffed. So guys, let's talk about pheromones. Yes. What different fragrances you got and the flavors.
Yes.
So talk us through that.
We love pheromones.
Yeah.
So
what are pheromones?
We all have pheromones inside us, right?
Oh,
it's
okay.
our natural smell for females. When it's that time of the month and you notice you're in the mall and you're getting a bit of attention, you're like, why? It's your natural smell. It's your
or you
pheromone.
walk past someone
and you turn around. You don't know them from a bath blue soap.
but
it's
something
their
hooked you
pheromone.
in their nose, in your nose to pay attention to you walking past.
So we have a wide variety of pheromones. Pheromones are so good because they're a confidence booster as well. They pick you up, and it's also your state of readiness to let your partner know tonight's date night.
Fun happening.
So we've got very light, soft fragrances. We've got the musky ones. We've got fruity. We've even got body mist as well. You can spread in your car. Bubble bath as well.
I like that.
And the lotions also.
There is lotions. Oh, guys, why didn't you bring something?
Are you going on a date?
Are you going on a date?
You never know, guys. Everything is possible. So let's talk about this. So if a person wants to come through, do they need to make an appointment?
No.
No, just arrive.
Just arrive and be ready for fun. Be ready for fun and
By
be
the
ready
time
to stay.
by the time you come in the door and you're feeling all nervous because it's maybe your first time you've been in any store like this, we're upmarket, clean, smart. The girls are friendly. When you walk in, before you even get to the first place you want to go, it'll be something like, don't worry, nothing bites unless you need it to. So just come in, have fun. We engage with our customers so that they can be relaxed and know that we're confident with what we're doing, so you don't need to be
Listen,
embarrassed.
by every customer we do get asked, so what's your dinner plans and how's your family? Because it grows into a family relationship.
Oh, wow.
It grows into...
You know the people.
Yes, you do. You
get
end
to
up
know
seeing
the
your
people.
customers on such a regular basis where they tell a friend and then the friend comes in, it's, oh, you know my friend. But it's discreet, it's confidential. It's our small little piece of heaven. Because it's where you share everything, you get to explore. It's where the most shyest person gets to express themselves.
And they get to be so happy that they have a perfect stranger to speak to.
Yeah, true.
You're not going to
These
see
are
me.
intimate issues. These are intimate issues.
Yeah, true.
And intimate things you want to speak about, because the more info we get from you, we know all the products. There's thousands.
Okay, ladies. So here, let me just throw a scenario at you guys. Here is a person that is like, you know what, I'm in trouble. I need help, but I am not going to the shop.
Okay, call us.
So,
Call us.
Yeah. So can people do that as well?
Yes, we do over the phone, WhatsApp based, or just call into the store if you're shy in person. And by the time you finish chatting with us, you'll come in the store to see us that you've just spoken to Kelly or Mish or Kate, Leandri, Chloe, Minda. Courtney or Natasha, you can literally come and say, I spoke to Kelly on the phone.
Yeah.
And I'll help you, because I've heard everything. You don't have to say another word. I'll tell you exactly what we need to do.
So in a case of, okay, really not going to your shop.
Yes.
So I phone in, I'll speak to one of you ladies, and then so I'm sure there is a website that a person can go to. You can order online, can you?
Yes.
That's what I want to hear. And then this thing can be delivered to my house.
Yes,
without me having to be even.
Oh, you
yes.
And if you even need instructions, we write you a little note there so you know what to do.
So you don't get it and you think, okay, wait, what?
Yes.
So you can order online, but our marketing lady will actually communicate with you on video, which is her WhatsApp, and she runs up and down the stairs, in and out, coming to get pictures and more advice, and what about this and what about that.
It's such a good interaction, because if we know a customer's really battling with something or really wants to spoil their partner, the marketing lady comes in and she's like, okay girls, we've got to help. Let's see what we can
And we all put our heads together.
And we all think of it. And we all get involved, and we all want to make that special. We want to make it an everlasting moment, and we want you to know that we are always just a phone call away if you need more advice.
So
just not in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Office hours, guys.
Yes.
Office hours. So who do you guys actually cater for exactly?
Everyone and anyone.
Ooh,
young,
I like that.
old.
Yes.
Anyone
is welcome through our doors.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Anybody that feels like something different, or you just want different ideas. It
And
doesn't
you know,
matter.
Also
Men,
on
women.
that note of shyness, sometimes we feel what we experience with our partners, like, is it just me? But when you come in, you learn that it's not just you.
It's not
There's
just
so
you.
many
The
people
next
going through
we're
it.
like, no, don't worry.
Relax.
There's other people. Come, and we base it also on not just the product knowledge, but our feedback from customers.
Yeah.
So a customer might come in and say that this happened and I'm not sure. We say, no, this is the product you need. We've heard this one's very good, and the feedback's been positive. So it's really, we really go
We're
the
an honest
extra mile.
business because we have honest clientele.
Ooh,
And I
like
think that's
that.
what makes us so successful also, because when a customer comes in, they're like, I really like this. Because you went and try this, try that, and they're so honest with it, and then that's how we keep growing our brand.
And that's what other business don't get, you know. You'd want to go to a shop, and you'd want, you know, us women, you know how we are, you know, we like girls, you know, friend, can you just assist me, you know? And a lot of people, you don't get that like in other places, but I can see it with you guys being here that people do actually get value for money, number one. Number two, they really do get some serious help.
Yes, you get knowledge, you get the warmth, the confidence of the girls in the store.
Empathy as well. We feel it because not everything is just...
Not everything is peachy in the bedroom.
Yes.
You know, people can come in and they have a little bit of a problem and they're wanting some advice.
And you've got to feel it. You've got to feel, I'm battling, or I don't know what's happening. You've got to sit there and like, wow, okay, let's talk
you
about
go
it.
the extra mile, and it's not just, it's not a store where you walk in, you pick up something, you come to the counter and you pay. Because we're going to ask you, what are you looking for?
Yes.
Because with that one thing you've got, we could grow to this experience as opposed to what you had in mind. Because we can give you ideas and advice and more fun things to be added to what you had planned. You know.
Yeah.
So that it's a whole experience. It's not just a product.
Yes, it is the whole. We thrive on that experience.
Oh wow, girls! You know, I'm so intrigued. I think I'll be coming through, and you guys are at the
Umhlanga branch.
Umhlanga, okay.
In Outlet Park.
Oh, okay, that's nice. So, girls, can you tell us your socials for Lady Jane, so that if people want to get something for their partner, something for themselves, you guys are the place to go.
Of course.
Yes. Definitely.
So we are situated at Outlet Park, which is on 59 Meridian Drive. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram. You can email us anytime. Also, you can visit our online store, which is www.ladyjane.co.za.
Well, ladies, it's been an absolute pleasure. I know I'm excited. I know
Thank
people
you for
are excited.
having us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming through. So after the break, we are going to be actually having our weather and surf report after this.
At 1018 Skryfbehoeftes Ballito, we offer an array of convenience services for our clients. With an in-store fully operational business center, all under one roof. 1018 Skryfbehoeftes Ballito is fully stocked with all your leading stationery brands. Proudly Ballito for Ballito.
At Austral Accounting, we are more than chocolate counters.
At Austral Accounting, we specialize in accounting,
taxation,
company secretarial services,
business advisory services, accounting cloud software,
full payroll administration to ensure full compliance.
And we service our clients in English, Afrikaans and isiZulu.
Don't get caught with your hand in the chocolate jar when we can be your greatest asset.
Good morning everyone and welcome to your weather for today, brought to you by Ballito Gas and Drive. Dit is amper weer tyd vir weer om so warm te wees dat ons begin kla oor hoe warm dit is. Today will be mainly cloudy but warm with a high of 33 degrees and a low of 21 degrees. The real feel will be 33 degrees as well and the real feel shade 31 degrees. We have a north-northeasterly wind at 15 kilometers per hour and wind gusts at 22 kilometers per hour. Also 0% chance of showers. The sunrise will be at 6:18 a.m. and the sunset at 5:37 p.m. Next up will be your surf report brought to you by 1018 Skryfbehoeftes and Deon Bosman from Victory Surf. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Belito, and welcome to Thursday morning's beach report. And a beautiful day for the beach today, a lovely 28 to 30 degrees. Can you believe it? The middle of winter, and we've got beautiful weather like that. It is in front of a cold front, though, so don't be surprised if we get some cold weather next week. Unfortunately, it's a light easterly breeze the whole day, and it's going to blow 10 to 12 knots, which is around sort of 16, 18 kilometers an hour. So a little bit bumpy out there, nothing really much to talk about. Straight onshore, quite a bit of swell still around, 4 feet solid on the northern beaches, and very, very good at the bog, but a little bit lumpy. So unfortunately, a nice beach day, but not too much surf. Hope you are getting some a little bit later maybe. We'll talk again tomorrow.
Well, welcome back to GMNC, and I just wanted to say thank you for actually watching today. It's been a great and informative show. We will definitely be seeing you same time, same place, every Monday to Friday from 6 to 7 a.m. Just wanted to also thank our sponsors for keeping us hydrated, coffees, clothes. It's all amazing. And after this, we're going to be having a music video by Juan. Do enjoy. And do not forget, after the show, laugh out Larry. Goodbye.
Ik kan op water lopen, is je raar, want ik loop op geloof. En als je gevallen, weet je gewonderd, waar was ik zo in jou gevangen? En als je gedroomd hebt, en je dromen stoppen stilte, moest je net gegroeid. Moest je net gegroeid. Ik heb je water gemaakt voor de rieren, onder die water jouw hand gelost. Ik heb geskrien en missie verleren, onder die wolken is die tijd gemoest. Zeg het is spijt om van jou niks te zien, en niet verwijt om niet alleen te leen, was het alles voor niet geweest. Hoe onthou je om lief te wees? Hoe onthou je om jong, onthou je om lief te wees? Je hebt beloven en je ziet ze rof, weet je geen beloftes. Als mijn woorden stoffen, zal je stelen met die wereld deel door die waterdorpers. Zo je gegloeid, je kan op water lopen als je raakt, want je weet waar die lopers. Ik heb water gemaakt voor de rieren, onder die water jouw hand gelost. Ik heb geskrien en missie verleren, onder die wolken is die tijd gemoest. Zeg het is spijt om van jou niks te zien, en niet verwijt om niet alleen te leen, was het alles voor niet geweest. Hoe onthou je om lief te wees? Hoe onthou je om jong, onthou je om lief te wees? Ik heb je water gemaakt voor de rieren, onder die water jouw hart gelost. Ik heb geskrien en missie verleren, onder die wolken is die tijd gemoest. Zeg het is spijt om van jou niks te zien, en niet verwijt om niet alleen te leen, was het alles voor niet geweest. Hoe onthou je om lief te wees? Hoe onthou je om jong, onthou je om lief te wees? Hoe onthou je om lief te wees? Hoe onthou je om jong, onthou je om lief te wees? tot die water dof